Hello everyone, I'm Nirvik and I want to share my design optimization toolset or DOTS that I built for my PhD in architecture and urban design at Georgia Institute of Technology. And what this toolset does is it bundles a whole bunch of geometric functions and optimization uh, algorithms so that designers can directly use it uh, to generate various kinds of urban design schemes, uh, building floor plans, massing properties, etc. So this is all developed in a C# plugin for Rhino Grasshopper, and uh, when you install it, and we will go through the steps, when you install it, you should get this kind of a band with the name dots, and it will you will be able to take these components and place it into your grasshopper canvas and immediately uh, get generate schemes. So it does a lot of the optimization functions by means of CSV files, so comma separated value files, and we will go through them. So this spreadsheet, I mean this Google Sheet, is available online and you can go through it. So some of the work that we have developed is, for instance, in this kind of a layout. And one thing to note is that we have pretty much generalized over 2D shapes. So once you set up a workflow of dots components, you can just change the initial shape, or you can change some intermediate circulation lines to generate all sorts of variations. We started developing simple mapping functions that takes a geometry and places it into a bounding curve. We also have site planning tools where we are able to generate the massing directly from footprints, and then the floor plate, zone the floor plates. So we use the dots notations to sort of show which components are being used, and we also have some utility functions that split up, say, a bunch of parcels based on their area or their names. But the main idea is that, as mentioned before, is that once you put together all these components, then you can trivially change some shape at the beginning or in between, and the subsequent components will just pick up the computations from there. Okay, so let's get into the installation of dots, where you can acquire it and install it. So it's on the GitHub page. So we are actively developing dots, and it's on my GitHub page right here. Link is provided in the description below. So once you go to the dots folder inside in GitHub, then this is the file that we actually need, which is dots-project.gha. So I'm constantly adding more modules to it, and that's why it's on GitHub, so because it's easy integration. Food for Rhino, probably in the near future we can just upload it to Food for Rhino, but for now I think, and in the near future, we are going to keep working via GitHub, so you'll always have access to the dots project. Now we have a lot of example files that we will get into more detail once we download it. One thing to note is that we have a dots overview.pdf and a dots components.pdf. They are slightly outdated, but we are looking at dots component.pdf, so we aspire to document the plugin properly. This is a bit outdated, but it still shows all the intent, and we will update it soon. So in each of the component, we have a basic input as geometries as well as numerical parameters, so sliders. and it outputs geometry, sliders, and also there will be names associated with the geometries. For example, when we split a site into many parcels, it will generate the names of all the parcels. There are optimization functions where we use a CSV file to feed in the parameters, and we will describe these CSV files and how to construct them in more detail. Okay, so you can go through all these components. Let's look at the dots overview. So in the dots overview, it basically gives a overall introduction to what the components are, what they do. And the main idea is that the components are like alphabets in a language, and you can put them together to generate the geometric output. Okay, so let's look at downloading dots and installing it. So to get I would suggest that you can download this entire file structure and download it as a zip. So once you do that, you should get it in your downloads folder just like this, and then you can extract it. So once we extract all the files, we will also have access to the PDF files and the .gha file. So the .gha file is a Grasshopper plugin. Sorry, is the actual Grasshopper plugin, and you can just directly drag and drop it into your canvas. So I already have it installed on my computer, so I won't install it again. So I'm just going to escape this, and what you will find is that once you install it, you'll find that you get this entire category of plugins. Okay, and let's look at the plugins let's look at this plugin in more detail in the next video. Thank you.